Good evening. Welcome to the Joseph Crudup Show. Today is Wednesday, September 30th, 2020, or last day of December of 2020 of this year. And boy, last night, the presidential debate went crazy. It's been one of the most disastrous moments in presidential debate history. Boy, I gotta say, this is one of the most disastrous in presidential debate history. I can promise you. What is going on last night? What's got to them last night? I mean, last night we've been told, or today we have been told, and it is what it is. And it's not looking good last night. Last night was a disaster. Last night went crazy, and Donald Trump and Joe Biden just killed it. Just like bad blood all over again. But this has been the most disgrace and disaster in the presidential debate history of last night. It went over 5 million views, maybe even 5 billion views. We have seen more of it, and I have seen more of it, and I seen it all. Last night went crazy. We talked about the COVID-19, the coronavirus, white supremacists, the racist and violence, and then here we are from last night. Look like what has happened, what is going on between these two, Joe Biden and President Donald Trump. This is never going to show anybody this. The vice presidential debate is only just 6 days away between Harris and Pence. The vice president debate starts October the 7th. And did you always hear that the words are coming out of Donald Trump's mouth? Really? I mean, you can even tell what is going on and happen to know. We always know who wins the debate. We don't know who wins the debate last night. And this has been the most devastating, disastrous, disgrace presidential debates ever. They couldn't even watch it. And this is concerning the people around the world, 200 countries watching. This is all about the debate between Joe Biden and President Donald Trump. Donald Trump is going nuts, attacking Joe Biden. He's attacking everything, including Chris Wallace. Now let me tell you something. I had never seen this whole stuff going on. It's going on for about 2 hours. It's going on about 2 hours, and it did not stop. But I'm not sure what's happening. And it's been going on 2 hours, and it did not stop. The presidential debate went crazy last night, and the people, boy, you shouldn't see it. And this whole stuff between, Biden and Trump, throwing punches at each other, trading jabs, and there's a war out here. War inside Cleveland, Ohio. Man, I don't want to be with that guy. I don't want to be with that Trump support mess. Well, anyway, let's take a look. You gotta be kidding me how disgrace of the president is. He's attacking everybody. He's attacking everybody. The whole war is going on. He wants to make peace. Ain't got it. But this presidential debate has gone too far. Last night was a bad night in America. A bad night of America. I never, ever, I don't want to watch this debate anymore. Not like this, not anything. But here's what what I just saw last night. Here's what I just heard, but I don't want to get into that for sure. Now, can you believe that as Madam President said, I hate Biden had to even defend his children? Now, what I said, I mean, there's something's got going on here. We're gonna go for this again. This is live. This is the premiere. This is the premiere that we're talking about. This is the rehearsal. It starts premiere on YouTube for the first time, but then last night was the first time it became the most chaotic steps on TV, on television. Became the most chaotic steps on television. Now here's what went down last night. It says, during one of the most challenging moments of the chaotic U.S. presidential debate, former Vice President Joe Biden dropped a phrase from everyone measuring and elbow of calling and lift up the internet. President Donald Trump, President Donald Trump, when the American public will get to see his long appetitive tax returns. Biden questioned when and Sean insulting the violent caller as sort of surveils serves as non-commitment response to a question. Taking liberty in it, the term is Chandler consists of 3 Alberta words. In Chandler is transplanted into if God wills it. Spiritual, which represents a submission to God's will. It can perhaps be seen as the Mizzle capital to love the husband. Man plans and God laughs. Children in the Muslim world will often say that when a parent responds to the question in Sean, it signals an unfaithful promise. But unwilling timekeeping is lightning harder than shouting out. Oh man. Yes, Joe Biden said in Charlotte during the debates 2020 debate. Tree of politics, Commander Raja Ali. It internally means God willing, but it's often used to mean, yeah, never going to happen. It's been my wife. Boy, will you finally pick up those socks? Me. In Charlotte. No? As I'm saying, doesn't make me miserable. Well, I seen what Joe Biden just said. Everything can happen. Everything knows, and everything always knows about Joe Biden does it. He does all those wars, okay? Now, so when Biden called the president out on his sense of timing about his long promising tax returns, insurance seems to hit the nail on the head of those well revealed in monitoring and opposite courses. Trump has never released his tax returns to the public, setting out step Republicans and Democrats presidential candidates and incumbents. However, early this week, the New York Times reported that Trump had paid no federal income taxes in 10 out of 15 years beginning in 2000. That was 20 years ago, because he reportedly losing satisfying more than he made, cutting more than 2 decades of tax information to people operating. Wow, this is absolutely unbelievable, folks. There's more. And we're going to get to that. And look, I'm not sure. And look, this is what the president of the people, they watch on television. And it just got ugly in the morning. But you're gonna see me, you're gonna hear more in a minute. Now, We also now continue, so this. Yes, here's we're gonna see more. You're gonna hear more in a second. And now take a look at this. Now, the group that sponsors the presidential debates said Wednesday that it will make format changes to the next two showdowns between President Donald Trump and Democrat Joe Biden to maintain an order in the light of their infatuated full showdown. A sources close to the commissioner on the presidential debate told NBC News that no final decisions have been made on the changes, but the sources also said that the group is considering cutting off a candidate's microphone if they violate the rules. Yes, they are. And I think Donald Trump could be the only one to be to be say something. If he's in, they always know if Donald Trump interrupts Joe Biden and he interrupting Chris Wallace, then they should cut his mic off for sure. Yes, they should cut his mic off for sure. And yeah, they should have enough for each other. The internet debate between Donald Trump and Joe Biden in Cleveland on Tuesday night quickly descended into disorder, with frequent and then calling and interruptions. Trump on several occasions rescued Lieutenant Chris Wallace and his ministers to follow the rules and to allow the former Vice President Biden to speak on tonight and in court. In a New York Times interview Wednesday, the Fox News journalist Wallace said, "I never dreamed that it would go off the track the way it did," he said. Last night's debate made clear that interdiction discussion should be added to the format of the remaining debates to ensure more order and discrimination of the issues. The commissioner of presidential debates said in a statement. The commissioner said, adding that it would be careful to consider the changes that would adopt and will announce those measures shortly. The commissioner said it was grateful to Wallace for the professional and skill he brought to last night's debate and intends to ensure the internet and the tools to maintain order are in place for the remaining debates. And now, that's what I said. And look, here's Donald Trump. It says, try getting a New Yorker and a small Democrat candidate. Now, the next debate between the Republicans in Cleveland, Trump and Biden, is scheduled for October 15th in Miami. Steve Scully, the particular edition of C-SPAN is moving for the second debate. It will be in town hall format. The Dove presidential debate is scheduled for October 22nd at Belmont University in Nashville. NBC News White House Representative Christine Walker will move in that debate. And yes, this whole stuff's going to happen. Look, the whole stuff has happened for years. It's happening for years, and it has been. When I just saw this watch it for a while, I don't care who's going to do that and who's going to have to contend. If Trump continues to interrupt Joe Biden, then they're going to cut Trump's mic off. For sure. This is not a good debate last night. It's just ridiculous. Everybody in this whole world says it's disgrace. There were a million people watching at the house, at homes. Tell the whole world it says it's disgrace. And yes. Now some people do and some people don't. And this is how this has got to end. This whole stuff rivalry here today. But now, Proud Boys That's what Donald Trump called Proud Boys. Proud Boys are the concerns. Stand back and stand by. Anybody doing any count. Now I do have to know that everything is gonna do that, and you're gonna do that for sure. No. Now today, on this one for the New York Times says this is not going to end well. Donald J. Trump said in the last session on Tuesday night's debate. That so stuff's going on now. There is no answer for that one. We'll get that for just a second. And we get that one for the second chance and hassle right now. But all I'm doing, everything I know. Now he's talking about the old table and what? This time, Chris Wallace, he talks about this time the COVID-19. The 200,000 people were killed by COVID-19. Now we've seen more and more of it for sure. I can hear interested now. This whole stuff that's just continuing upon and out this gates. Now Joe Biden wears a mask. He wears a mask every time he goes out. But now it's just in the beginning. Donald Trump interrupting Joe Biden again. He interrupting again. And he's talking about this mess that he had ever continued upon this. Brilliant out there. The whole stuff's going on, and he goes, Donald Trump goes on, he goes on, he goes on. And that's how it's happening. There's this whole stuff going on. It's just, he knows it, the people knows it, and everybody knows it. Now, you could even laugh or cry all you want. But anyway. Now, let's listen to what Donald Trump says. And here's this. President Trump says he brought back Big Ten football originally appeared on NBC Sports Washington during the presidential debate on Tuesday last night. On Tuesday night, President Donald Trump claimed he was responsible for bringing Big Ten football back this fall amidst the pandemic. By the way, I brought back Big Ten football, Trump said. It was me, and I'm very happy to do it. And the people in Ohio are very proud of me. This claim came during a statement of the debate in which he was asked about how he plans to restore the economy for the leases he has suffering for the ongoing coronavirus pandemic. The Big Ten was originally canceled this season due to the coronavirus concerns. Announced early this month, there will be a 9-game football season the weekend on October 24th. On September 1st, Trump and Big Ten Commissioner Kevin Warren spoke over the phone to discuss the possibility of football returning to conference. Has said that the president did not immediately impact the league's decision to return to football after doing this fall. However, President Trump had nothing to do with our decision and did not impact the deliberations, said the president of a Big Ten University. We asked not to be identified by NBC4 in Columbus. In fact, when his name came up, it was a negative because no one wanted this to be political. Last night was not the first time the president claimed to have made an impact on bringing the Big Ten back. On September 16th, the day the conference announced it will have a football season this fall, Trump tweeted, "It is my great honor to have help." Now he tweeted back, that was on 14 days ago, and it says, "Great news, Big Ten football is back. All teams to participate. Thank you to the players, coaches, parents, and all school representatives. Have a fantastic season. It is my great honor to have help. After its interesting decision not to play, Big Ten president also called on them almost a million pressure to coaches and fans as well. The conference includes large universities in states that could prove critical to whichever the candidate wins the 2020 election, including Penn State, Wisconsin, Ohio State, Michigan State, Minnesota, and Iowa. What we always know that was that time. Last April, he bought WWE. He left the WWE and he got USA, NHL, NBA, NASCAR. He brought all the sports. He wants the sports to get back together, back in running. He wants all the sports back in running, including the NFL, Major League Baseball, NBA basketball, NHL hockey, NASCAR, and all that. And that's what he does. That's what Donald Trump doing. Boy, that was Donald Trump was doing. Everything they know is everything that's his. The president now. Now Joe Biden knows what he is concerned that it can never promise, and this it was a kill, and he knows concerned. He knows. They'll know that the election is just 35 days away. The election is 35 days away, and that's what it's going to win. Whoever wins, it will be Joe Biden elected or Donald Trump re-elected. Let's see if it works. But man. Now, it has been the disastrous months here for the nation chairman I have ever seen. And you're going to hear for this in a second. So now let's see who won the presidential debate last night. Last night, on the basis of the instant polls and ballot buckets, the winner was Joe Biden, only because his main goal was to prove to Americans that he could hold up on the pressure, that he had not lost a step due to his advantage, age. He had to show it. He can take a pile. He can take a pie to the face. He had to show he can take a pie to the face with the calmly speaking and keep his cool. He emotionally met that standard, although it was at least in part because Donald Trump, by his consistent holocausting and interactions, served and gave the former vice president a chance to say something truly damaging to his own cause. Trump, the unconventional vice president, is softening, and women Americans expecting that this president was on full display throughout the hour and a half event. Unfortunately for the president, many Americans, even his own supporters, find his social media posters one his more unflattering attitudes. Trump needs this debate to shake up a race that is tackling against him, which has been remarkably stable, dark economy, health, and social innovation. And now, nothing about this free-for-all seems like to add a lot of the dynamites of this contest or change the minds of the 1 in 10 American voters who said they are still undecided, although perhaps there is often never to watch another one of these. And everybody just say to the president, big words. Will you shut up, man? It was clearly early on that what kind of debate this will be. Donald Trump's objective was to battle Joe Biden, and he planning to do it consistently. That's what it means for. And yes. Now, Biden's debated a camera move, and it says the coronavirus was always going to be difficult time for the president. And the topic came out early in the debate. Trump had to defend a pandemic response that he has refused in more than 200,000 American deaths. He did so by saying the steps he's taken preventing more deaths and suggesting Biden would have made things worse. Biden's replay was to talk directly at the camera, asking the viewers if they could believe Trump. Polls indicate a major of Americans disapprove of Trump's handling of the pandemic. And what did anybody must say? Wow. Now the white supremacists and Republicans and debate former. Yeah, we just gone through that. We're gonna skip that. And yes. And take a look at this. Take a look at this. Trump tells his record and it says, if there's a message the Trump campaign want Americans to take away from this debate, a clip that was tweeted out from the president's account even as the debate was ongoing, is that Joe Biden had almost half a century in public office to solve the problems facing the country, and those problems are still around. In 47 months, I'm done more than you've done in 47 years, Trump told the vice president. Biden's response came later in the debate. Under this president, we become weaker, sicker, poorer, and more divided and more violent, he said. In 2016, Trump successfully went against Washington and the status quo, doing so again after sitting in the Oval Office for 3.5 years was always going to be a challenge. But the way he might pull it off is by loosening Biden's lovingly and public life against him. And that's all the stuff going on. And that's what he said. And someone says, I'm the gang, and then it says, I'm the Democrat Party, not Bernie. And yes. Now, listen to this. This is bad news for Trump, for everybody. And it says, given that one of his real wickedness has been with several women voters who say they be turned off by the president sometimes course mail. And listen to this. Then again, if Trump's goal was to turn this campaign into an ugly squad, leaving voters alone for the process, and uncertain about whether there will be any count on clarity to the result at the end. It was an evening's work was well done. For sure. That's all stuff's going on, folks. It all starts going on. It has happening. It has happened everywhere. And the bad news is Donald Trump knows he's in big trouble. Donald Trump knows he's in big trouble. And whatever reason that's going on right now, folks, it's stupid. It's all stupid shit for sure. And yes. Let me tell you something. I don't care who he's talking about. But Donald Trump seems to be very, very, very angry. He's angry. He's angry at everybody. He was disrespected. He's being disrespected for the people. What's happening for the whole stuff? I can't even watch the debate anymore. I can never even watch the debate anymore. But we're going to end this in just a few minutes. And here's the look here of the climate change. Okay, let's go. Climate change. Everybody knows what the climate change is. Everybody knows what the climate change is. Okay. Now, let's take a look at what has happened. And President Donald Trump publicly acknowledges that human build and some blames the climate change, but scientists says the president still isn't dealing with the reality of our permanent world. President repeatedly in Tuesday night's debate, Trump gave one of his fullest reporters that of what scientists said is actually a climate crisis, threatening every spell of life, personally by Military Chris Wallace, and at one point by a rival Joe Biden. Now, Trump also pushed back on scientists' findings that his environmental rollbacks will increase climate damages properly. Now, he talks about electric cars. Electric cars go back in 2035, right? In 2035, that will be 15 years from now. And that's what things are the same. But take a look at this first. This is an instance that the U.S. Now, here's what it says, Lost. That's extraordinary. The U.S. Energy Information Administration forecasting electric price will average 7% higher than 2030 through 2030, with Obama's experts in cutting power plants, mainly from the internal cost of avenue solar, wind, and natural gas productions to the electricity mix. Biden John in what his own question asking Trump why he was external of President Barack Obama. Other major climate efforts, most tougher measures and standards that will have boosted electric cars. Obama administration said its move will have cut 6 billion monthly tons in greenhouse gases. Trump's answer didn't address the climate damage, and he claimed to have given big concessions for electric cars. In fact, Trump had vowed to eliminate some tax credits boosting electric vehicles, and the White House has said it wants to do away with all including supports renewables as well. Now, Vice President Biden on the Democrats, $2 trillion provided to well the United States of fossil fuels, cutting Trump's claims that plan will take the economy and cost jobs. Biden responsible by this singular massive investment in manufacturing, buildings, transporters, and power plants that he said would produce millions of jobs. Biden appealed to stubborn at one point as he spoke on his plan, and Wallace and Trump pressed him on. The Democrat left more interest the Green New Deal, with Biden saying the Green New Deal, rather than his plan, will pay for itself. Biden satisfied the couple of seconds later, no, I don't support the Green New Deal. I don't support the Green New Deal. I mean, this is all about the stunts, right? This is all about the stunts to concern. It took me 45 minutes the what I'm talking about on this show that I'm talking about. It took me 45 minutes on my show talking about anyway. So that's the end. And then Donald Trump talks about the coronavirus thing that will go away in April of 2020. It did not go away in April of 2020. It did not. The coronavirus did not go away. It didn't disappear in the spring. It didn't disappear in the summer. And it didn't disappear in the fall. And it won't be disappeared. First, I've been in this 45 minutes on the show about last night's disaster, the president's debate. And this last night was the disaster between former Vice President Joe Biden and U.S. President Donald J. Trump, the always known. And I gotta say, this is unbelievable. This is all about Biden's thing, and this is all about Trump's mess. Biden's thing, Trump's mess. It's everybody's mess. It's everybody's game. But I gotta say, it's everybody's mess. It's just the disgraceful presidential debates I ever made in my entire life. And yes, he knows anyway. But anyway, it's just last night. It's just everything last night. Look, I don't care who wins. It will be Joe Biden or President. It will be Joe Biden being elected or President Donald Trump re-elected 4 more years out of the House until 2024. But anything can happen here in this presidential debate. Now, they're probably going to have it in October the 15th in Miami. And what happened October 22nd, the third and final debate, until the election on November 3rd. Boy, I gotta say, this is crazy. Extremely crazy. And I'd like to thank y'all for enjoying my video on the Joseph Crudup Show at Sun House. Now, all I gotta say, this is gonna be absolutely amazing enjoying my show. So now, until then, this is the whole stuff that ever is going to happen so far. Now, before I say goodbye, I'm going to hit this music. And for all the people out there, please like my video, please subscribe, and don't ever miss my show. Till then, I'm Joseph Crudup. Have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow, everybody. Peace out.